Hello, RoahmMythril here once again, finally. For those that don't follow my Tumblr, yes, I'm back, up and running again, and hopefully things stay that way. Long story short, basically I was hit with a 2-week internet outage. So now the wordy version. This all started about 2 weeks ago. That Sunday night I was doing my usual thing, watching videos during the free period and such. When I woke up on Monday, I noticed that 2 of the lights on the HughesNet modem were out. Bad sign, that. Usually it means the modem is in a phase of trying to come back after bad weather knocks out the reception. However, it was the bluest, clearest day you could hope for, so that wasn't it. So I go to the HughesNet system monitor. There, I get a big red light marked Problem. No kidding. I click on that for more info, and it informs me that the system has been shut down due to a failed cross-pol test. Whatever exactly that is. Basically, it means the dish somehow wasn't pointing at the satellite anymore. Not quite sure what moved it, but... Anyways, it had a link there that I could click to run the test again, saying that the system wouldn't come back up until the test passed. Naturally, it didn't. So at this point, I have to wait for others to get home. My aunt was off at one of her doctor appointments along with her husband and my mum. My cousin, well, he doesn't really do much with computers, period. And my uncle, he was busy grocery shopping. So when he gets home, I let him know what's going on, and that the net is down. It must have happened midday, as he was online earlier that morning just fine. So he sets up his laptop on dial-up and starts trying to find a fix. He finds a video on how to fine point a HughesNet dish. Only a 3-minute video. So 4.5 hours later, we have it downloaded and ready to watch, but it doesn't really tell us much. Basically just that we'd need a bunch of equipment we don't have. So all that's left to do is call tech support the next day. Well, the next day, something happened that took precedence, way more serious than just a net outage. My aunt fell ill, started throwing up, and there was blood in it. That's kind of the sort of thing you just go straight to the ER for that. So we get her there and find out that in addition to everything else this poor woman is going through, she has an ulcer. Thankfully, they're able to treat it quickly. The rather unpleasant sounding term they use for it is that they burned it. I'm no medical expert or anything. I don't know how you treat an ulcer. Maybe it's like some sort of cauterization? Anyway, they have to keep her a few days for observation, so we didn't really care about the net at that point. We're more concerned that she was okay. Once she seemed to be doing better, I was asked to call tech support. I get connected to a very quiet woman. She has an accent that, under normal circumstances, it would be very pleasant to listen to, very exotic, very enchanting. Unfortunately, I'm trying to make out technobabble terms from a quiet, accented voice with a phone line that has a lot of noise on it. There's also the problem that our phone seems to not quite charge all the way, so the whole time I have this beep beep, beep beep, beep beep going on, warning me of low batteries. So a lot of, could you please repeat that, and I'm sorry I didn't quite catch that later, and she's walking me through trying to fix it over my computer itself. I thought I remembered something like that happening before, that they moved the satellite and we had to repoint the dish through the system monitor itself. However, it doesn't work this time. Thus, it's choice time. Do we get a technician out here for $125, or do we upgrade, and I use the term loosely and surrounded by huge air quotes, to the 4G network for $250 up front for a network with no free bandwidth period? I'd rather just stick with the network plan we currently have. However, any choice has to be made by the account holder, my aunt. Thus, we're at a standstill for now. That Friday, my aunt was released from the hospital, and she came home. The next day, she called them up, listened to the choices, and like me, thought sticking with 3G was the better option for our family's needs. So we asked the technician to come on out, which he'll do on Thursday. So we're waiting, and on Monday, we get called by HughesNet, telling us that they think they might need to order in some parts as a precautionary measure, and that it will take another 5 to 7 days. Then Wednesday rolls by, and suddenly we're back on for the Thursday repair job. I don't know what to expect anymore, but I'm told he'll be here between 8 a.m. and noon, so just in case, I make sure I'm up before then. Now for me, that's bloody early. I keep a mostly nocturnal schedule, so being up that early means I'm pretty much on 2-3 hours of sleep at this point. And yeah, still am. And of course, he doesn't show up until about 2:30 in the afternoon, meaning I could have slept a good deal later. But anyway, I can't really complain too much because after a 3-hour repair job, the net appears to be working again, so I'm certainly happy for that, and hopefully it stays that way. And so that's where we find ourselves now. During the outage, I couldn't really work on videos. After all, I need the net so I can research things, so yeah, it was basically a complete and utter standstill. During the off time, I did at least finally get around to playing the original Ratchet and Clank, as well as the original Sly Cooper, both pretty fun games. I also messed with Pokemon and Smash 3DS a good bit, and yes, I know about Mewtwo, and I'm super happy for that. Due to the net outage, I wasn't able to get the Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire demo yet, but I've got my code for it now, and I'm hoping to get that tonight. With the net up and running again, I'm hoping to get back to work on videos soon though. For now though, I'm still kind of wading through emails and Tumblr and other such things that have piled up over the last 2 weeks, trying to get back up to speed, so please bear with me. Hopefully Silent Hill Homecoming will resume shortly though. Everything seems to be back to normal, so let's just hope it stays that way, eh? For now though, that's all I really wanted to mention, so my thanks to everyone for your understanding, my apologies for those that were worried. Unfortunately, when the net goes down like that, I don't really have a method to get the word out. I do have Kit's number now, though, so if it happens again, I should hopefully be able to call him and get the word out faster next time. But for now, time to cut this off here, and hopefully tomorrow I can at least start working on the monster analysis for Homecoming. Until next time, fare thee well.